Hello and welcome to Let's Play me, GamerWolfSix of Winds of Change. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, it's on Steam. Anyways, on the last Let's Play, we went to the Oasis. There was a bit of talking with the other seers. They seem to be resolute even though they see death in the future, which, you know, they did go, hey, we don't know who for. Also, Ulric let slip that he hasn't been here for which is going to be something we're going to have to ask him. Anyways, he came to the city. Somebody that works for Vivian. Vivian? What's her name? Talk to us quickly. And I'm going to go to the tavern. But first, we're going to talk to Ulric.
Hey.
Hey, you think Draker is leading us into a trap?
I have no idea, but it doesn't really matter. I'm pretty sure that we can handle whatever they throw at us. But if he truly does work for Vivian, then we have some good luck.
Yeah.
We could use some of that, couldn't we? So for now, I'm going to believe Drakior, but only for now. If anything seems suspicious at the tavern, I'll tip you off. Although, the prospect of a tavern brawl does sound appealing. You haven't seen true fighting until you've seen it in Alarinthia. Just thinking about it gets my blood boiling. It's been too long. Of course, I'll try my best to keep our visit a peaceful one. I don't want to end up fighting for our freedom in the Colosseum. Their methods of punishing prisoners are still pretty harsh.
We're probably going to have to fight in the Colosseum. What do you mean by Ulric the Legend? Or he mean?
I hate to talk about this, so I'll try making it quick. Vivian obviously isn't the first person to rebel against Alarinthia's laws. The first one, at least in recorded history, was named Ulric, like me. Many people followed after his ideals, including my parents. So much so that they decided to name me after him. I don't like it. That's all it is, really. My name is a silly little tribute. I guess it doesn't help that I also actually look like him. Or at least all artistic and textual descriptions of him. A pretty cool coincidence, but that's all it is. I knew this stuff would come up as soon as we got here. Just remember, you've known me long before this trip. Don't come to judge me by the things these people say.
I'm not judging you negatively, I'm just wondering about the fact that, oh, you and Sophie have said that you're kind of a grafer. Let's click on all the things.
I'd rather not talk about that right now, but I have a feeling you'll find out soon enough. It's complicated and we're really short on time.
Okay.
Just trust me, alright? It's nothing bad. I earned these, they weren't ripped off. Let's grab a drink in the tavern and chat.
Okay. But I have to click on all the things too. Have you and Pro been talking about?
That's none of your business, not yet. Again, just trust me, okay? Please. There's lots going on that you don't know.
Okay.
That's not to say that you'll never know it. Just sit back and wait until the time is right. I promise that everything will make sense soon.
Okay. I'll trust you, I just need to click on all the things. Anything notable about the town square?
Other than the tavern, not really. There's just the market stalls like Museo. However, there's no laws in place for this stuff. You can buy whatever you want in Alarinthia. Pirates make a living bringing illicit goods overseas. So whatever your heart desires, you can probably find. But I don't think you're the type of person to want that stuff. So if it's all the same to you, we should probably get to the tavern. Remember, we're on a bit of a schedule. Our time is valuable.
Schedule? Okay. Let's see. Book, Ulric. Clicked on all the things. Let's eat to the tavern. It's like, it's right next to the tavern, all the way over here. I guess this is the town square right here. Tavern time. Into the tavern, and make sure to stick close together. It was packed, noisy, and patrons seemed pretty rowdy. And make sure to stick by Ulric, in case something breaks out.
It looks just like I remember it. All these years and nothing has changed. I guess there's no use trying to change perfection.
Yes, it looks much like it did in our time as well. If memory serves, Alarinthia is home to a unique wine, Monarch. If you have a drink, we would suggest that.
Wow, he actually knows what he's talking about. I'm buying a few bottles to bring back to the mainland. The climate of Alarinthia affects the taste of everything. Some in a good way and some in a bad way. I won't bore you with the details, but the wine is great. Let's find Vivian and get everything started, shall we?
Okay. We will nod at one another and venture deeper into the tavern. It's an open place with no doors. I can see right outside the market, to the market. It makes things noisy, almost unbearably so, but I have to deal with it. I will approach the bar. I assume Ulric is going to ask after Vivian. I can't even see Dracor. Shit, my reading's going bad. I look around and notice a bunch of eyes on us. Part of me starts to wonder if this was a trap. Something feels odd. A man sneaks up from behind us and stands between me and Ulric. He has a drink in his hand and slams it down on the table. Some of it spills on the bar. This man must be intoxicated.
Hey, would you let me buy you a drink? Something tells me you're not from around here. I know a lot about this place if you need a tour guide.
Before I can answer, Ulric gently pushes them away.
Look, we don't have time for any antics, but if you know where Vivian is, we could use some help. You're right about us being foreigners. We've come a long way.
Oh, you're looking for Vivian. Why didn't you say so? Follow me.
Ulric and I stare at each other, at an ease.
We'd rather stay here if you don't mind. Following strangers isn't the best idea.
All right. I'll be right back. Normally I wouldn't do this, but I trust you. Have I seen you before? You look familiar.
No. Now please leave us be. Don't bother us again unless you have Vivian. I'll ask the barkeep in the meantime. Maybe they know.
Mystery Man nods and walks away from us. I doubt he'd be coming back. He is probably a scammer. Is there something about us that marks us as easy targets?
Now I guess I'll start.
Before he can continue, Dracor sneaks up behind us.
Your manners could use some work, Ulric.
I use my manners on worthwhile people.
And Vivian isn't one of them? I saw how you just shoved him away.
Wait, what? Vivian is a man?
And an honorable one at that. He deserves to be treated with respect.
I don't believe you.
Most people don't. His parents chose the name. If anything, it keeps the assassins looking for the wrong person. Try and tell me you weren't looking for a female when you entered.
Fair enough. Rook shrugs. Dracor had a point, though.
Let's get this over with, then. We need to talk about securing an alliance. Then we'll do the same with Draco and take the best deal.
Vivian approaches us and stands beside Dracor.
You told them? I was having fun, Drakior. That's in short supply these days. Thanks a lot.
They're on a strict schedule, Vivian. The ball opens up in a matter of hours. Remember, you still have a move to make.
Right. A challenge at the ball. Move aside. I'll explain our plan to Ulric. If he has any sense, he'll aid our cause.
The voice actor for this person does a lot of... Actually, I'm not sure if it picks up, but like at the end of their sentence, they do a noticeable like nasal, like spelling of air, I guess. Or maybe it's mouth. I'm not a voice acting expert. Dracor nods and steps aside. Our comrades gather around, having realized what's going on.
So Vivian is a guy?
I mean, should we have everyone, be around, just around the guy, just in case assassins would know and that person's just not a drunkard person?
I guess so. But don't say that too loud. Something tells me it's not common knowledge.
Very smart. Helps you stay incognito. We were all looking for a girl, weren't we?
Yeah, something like that. Either way, I'm glad this worked out. We should probably talk terms with him.
You have a nice group of comrades, Ulric. Start by telling me about her, though.
Me? Ian stares at me. That was a reasonable request. My position besides Ulric implied we were closer than the rest.
This is the monarch, heir to the throne of Alestia. After we take down the Triumvirate, this is her world. A crazy claim, I know, but we have proof of everything.
Yeah, proof? I don't know, but we do have... That is the thing. Vivian blinks a few times, clearly confused.
Let's continue under the assumption that I understand. At the end of the day, you want my army to aid you, right?
Yes, please.
Right.
Well, this is where it gets a bit weird. I want your army just as much as you want mine. Maybe we can come to some sort of conclusion?
Go on.
I'm going to Dracu's ball and challenging him. Tomorrow, I plan to be fighting for the throne. We'll do it right. One last fight in the Colosseum.
So is it a duel?
I had Dracior stay at the docks to watch the new arrivals. If he found a group that looked strong enough, he'd tell me. You fit the bill. Better than anyone else. So he spied on you.
So, like, is this a duel, or is this like a gang war? A couple of guys and a couple of other guys fight?
He heard your group talking about a rebellion and a big army. That's when I knew we hit the jackpot. Our new target was clear. But to know you came here just for me? That's pretty flattering. If you help me take down Dracu in the Colosseum, I'll help you. I can offer a few hundred men and maybe more from my throne. Who knows how many people I can rally up if I take over this nation.
But you don't just care about power, right? You plan to change this nation for the better.
Yes. I plan to model ourselves like the mainland. Elections, voters, stuff like that. No more tournaments. We've lost too many amazing people to barbaric, outdated laws.
Vivian, I'll be honest with you here. I want to support you, but the final choice rests with the monarch. After the ball, we need to talk with Dracu first and weigh out our options.
Understandable. But be warned. That's when I'm making my move. If he accepts my challenge, we'll be fighting in the morning. You better hurry. That ball is known for huge lines.
I forgot what I was gonna say. Ulric looks over at Pro, and they nod at each other.
Monarch, I need to tell you something. This is my homeland, and I've always wanted to change it. I have to fight alongside Vivian, even if you ally with Dracu.
Yeah, plan to fight alongside Vivian, so I have to fight alongside Vivian.
And if Dracu's terms involve destroying Vivian's insurrection, well, then I think we'll be fighting each other in the Colosseum. Remember that these are fights to the death. I have no other choice.
Boy, think of how that would be. The first person I'm with and romantically involved with is him, and then we choose different people and have to fight to the death in the Colosseum. Jeez. Though right now I'm just kind of wondering, like that would make an interesting story, but I would be kind of wondering, can you switch sides in the Colosseum? Like I say, I'm with Dracu and then stab you in the backy, you know? If I an Ulric, there's no way I could do that.
I'll choose Ulric as my champion then.
Champion?
Each side gets to choose a champion to fight with them. Aside from that, they get to choose 20 to 30 fighters. Everybody that didn't make the cut for champion as an example.
Example?
This means that myself, Ulric, and my army would fight in the Colosseum. The battle ends when either the champion or the leader has fallen. Now, I know for a fact that Dracu doesn't like to lose his own men.
So it would be one of you guys falling down. Yeah, killed. Not both? Huh.
So if I challenge him at the ball, after you ask him for his support, I bet he'll make you fight me for it. You know, Use your men instead. He's predictable, but you use that to your advantage, Monarch.
So I challenge him at the ball after you ask for him for his support. I bet he'd make you fight me for it. You know, use your men instead. I'm confused.
I hope it doesn't come down to fighting each other. But for the future of this nation, I will do what I must. Now let's get to that ball and see what Draku wants.
I really hate that this game can't let you scroll back. At least, you know, for things that aren't hard choices, because it's like, what did he mean by that? If I choose him, Draku, then Draku would make me use my own men, but then I could use that to my advantage. What do you mean? In fighting you? What? I don't understand.
He's probably expecting you. If Drakior scoped you out, I'm betting Westy did too. That's Draku's right hand. Just be careful out there. I'll be making my move right after he addresses his people. Make sure you're there. That happens in the throne room. Just don't make the wrong choice, Monarch. Go with me.
It really did sound like you were saying me side with him, and then he makes me use my men, and I could use that to my advantage to somehow help us win against him somehow, and I'm confused. He smiles before walking away with Draco in tow. Too bad I can't, like, rewind. So he needed us just as much as we needed him. I guess in that case it worked in our favor. Okay, I'm... Quick save. Loading. Because it seemed important, but I have no idea what he meant. Hope we don't have to click on all the things for Ulric. Skip.
Yes. I plan to model...
Vivian,
Understand.
Monarch. And if Draku's...
I'll choose
Champion.
Each side gets to choose a champion to fight with them. This means that myself, Ulric, and my army would fight in the Colosseum. So, if I challenge him at the ball, after you ask him for his support, I bet he'll make you fight me for it. You know, use your men instead. He's predictable, but you use that to your advantage, Monarch.
Which, that would mean... Though if I lost in that battle, wouldn't that mean that you'd be the victor, and then you'd be the guy in charge of this place? Granted, we would have to die. Yeah, I'll just put a pin in that. Maybe come see that afterwards. Oh yeah, that was back all the way then. And that's like a week ago. So once before walking away with Draco in tow. So we just need us just as much as we need him. I guess in that case, that worked in our favor. I didn't expect Ulric to side with Vivian, though. I mean, I would have expected him to side with him, or at least want to. I didn't think he would be like, hey, I would fight for him instead of you, kind of thing. I thought he'd wait for my choice and fight alongside me. I know we could be enemies in the Colosseum. That's terrifying. It seems like a real responsibility with each passing second. It makes sense for Draku to use the expendable foreigners as his supporting fighters. Oh, so maybe it would be like Draku and the other guy And then all of us being his supporters? At the end of the day, it only really mattered who the leader and the champion were. I mean, that could we backstab Draku? Is that what it's hinting? Vivian and Ulric. Draku and who? Guess we'd find out. Stay in the tavern a while before leaving. However, our next destination was clear, the castle. Hopefully, the line for the ball wasn't horribly long. Yo. Heart to heart, and maybe some canoodling. Ulric sits at the tavern, taking large swigs of ale. Hey, we might need to fight? No, I guess it'd be tomorrow, and you'd sober up anyways. It's hard to accept that if we sided with Draku, he'd be against us. But it's understandable as well. He really wanted to change Alarinthia. And this wouldn't affect the rebellion and our unity. We can't have our key members being at arms with each other.
Have a seat, Monarch. These drinks are on me. I don't want you filling up on Draku's handouts.
I nod and take a seat beside him. I'll drink, but I want some answers. His hasty alliance with Vivian and lies about his markings and his past. The lies. If he wants my trust, then he needs to tell me everything. Feel lost. I voice those concerns with him as the drink he ordered arrives. Taking a large swig, I sit back and wait his response, whatever it may be.
Trust. This isn't about trust, Monarch. Your trust in me won't affect any of your decisions. In fact, we could win this war without any trust at all.
It'd be hard, though.
All that matters is the desire to fight for a common cause. Did you think that these little chats we've been having were mandatory? Trust me, I could have done just fine without them. In fact, I'd be better off.
Doubt. Taken back by his harsh words. But don't let it provoke me. Simply wait. It's best to let him get a clear head instead.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. It's just the feelings I have for you, they complicate things. Harmless fun, I know that's what we said, but look at me now. I'm scared that if I tell you everything, you'll turn your back to me.
That you're like some kind of ethereal grandpa?
Spirits know everybody else did. Look at me. Still using superstition. The spirits had no power over us, no divine plan. Then why do I find myself still wanting to believe in them? I guess maybe they gave me a sense of comfort in difficult times. It's different now, having difficult times, and knowing the truth. What do I believe in if I want to push myself forward? That's what made me want to side with Vivian, no matter what. The desire to change my nation is what drives me to action now. And when we're done here, it'll be the desire to change our world. That's all I've wanted my entire life. It always seems just out of reach. Whenever I think I have it, the triumvirate swoops in and takes it away. They tell you they'll give you what you want. They convince you that they'll make your dreams come true. Then, when they're done with you, they throw you away.
It's a loud sigh and slims down his chair. I'm not sure why he's telling me all this. I still listen. Even if it's somewhat unrelated, it's helpful for him to vent.
What I'm about to tell you, I tell you in confidence. I knew Sovi before he became the Grand Inquisitor. That's how I know so much about the Triumvirate. I saw them take an impressionable young man and ruin him. Turn him into a tool meant to kill without a second thought. They took my friend. And after that, he was no more. And that monster we fight may look like my friend, but that man is long gone. They made sure of that. I promised myself I'd never let them do that again.
So you were Sovi's friend? 400 years ago?
I failed. They got to Shane, just like they got to Sovi. It's almost impossible to shake off their influence. They just have this way of convincing you.
continue listening, and we take turns drinking. Soon after, a second drink comes for each of us. I believe every word. I knew there was a connection. I look back to the vision I had of Valenor's destruction. They said some things that revealed a connection between them. But I just assumed it was something rivals developed in wartime. However, to think that Sovi was once good? That's the part I find hard to believe about all this. Yet, he spared me when he had my life in his hands.
Well, that's one of the things I had to tell you. It was a long time ago, but it still happened. I won't let it get in the way of my performance. A long time ago, I thought maybe I could win him back. You know, maybe he could change and redeem himself. But I haven't thought that in a long time. Now I want to kill him. For everything he's done to me. For everything he's done to us. There's a point where redemption eludes you, and he's past that. I guess this leads into the second thing I wanted to tell you, Monarch. Back in the desert, I told you about how I got these markings. Then Drakior said I ripped them off from the ancient Alarinthians. I wish that was the truth, I really do. But it's not the truth at all. I always tell people that I'm older than they think, but I only say that to hide how old I really am. It's not a lie, it's more like an omission.
He rests his head in his hands, his second glass now empty.
I'm old enough to have earned these markings the right way. There, I said it. I don't care if you believe me or not. I finally said it. I'm older than any of you could have possibly imagined. Very, very old.
So he's an immortal, and not everybody lives that age. Or very few, or almost none. I'm so confused now. He's claiming to be thousands of years old? As far as I knew, the laws that led those markings were banned long ago. But not only that, he used to work with Sovi? I'd say that he's our mortal enemy. Also, is Sovi, like, very old?
Go ahead. Tell me you don't believe me. So far, nobody else has. They say it's impossible. And soon after that, they say nothing to me at all.
I believe you. This has proven almost everything that's possible. Seriously, could you at least pretend to value mine? Ooh. I mean, I guess that could be seen as joking. That seems more like a dick move. Truth be told, I don't do that, but, I think it seems kind of silly. Did it say that thing up here I didn't see? Let's click that.
You can never turn off that charm, huh? Well, in any case, I'm glad you believe me. Most people don't. There's something different about you, though, so I took a leap of faith. Thank you, Monarch. I really mean it. There's more to the story, but that's all we have time for. It's just the basics. Stuff you'll need to know moving forward.
I really wish I could see the thing that says, hey, stuff's happening a bit more readily. Barkeep comes to us, asks us if we want another drink. Ulric shakes his head, sending him off on his way. He puts some money down.
My treat, remember? Now let's get going to that ball. Tonight we change history.
Right, but again, before we do this, it sounded like Vivian was saying there's some way we could make sure things go well? Ulric's loyalty scene is now available when you return to the mainland. The game will notify you when the loyalty scenes have been locked. When they have been, you can view them by going to the war table. Yeah, we seem to be a bit short on time, or we are at the end of the Let's Play. There we go. Oh,
So, if I challenge him at the ball, after you ask him for his support, I bet he'll make you fight me for it. You know, use your men instead. He's predictable, but you use that to your advantage, Monarch.
what he's saying here makes it seem like, because you could ask him for support, but you could also, like, side with him for support. Because you could always ask, because I'm asking him for support, but not saying I'm going to be fighting for him. But then it's like, okay, that means we'd be fighting for him. It's using it to my advantage. That would mean that removing his advantage, which would be bad. At which point, also, why is he immortal-ish? Anyways, I guess we'll get to that in time. The only thing I can think about of him doing this is I say I'm going to support Draco. Draco, like, it's going to be Vivian, Ulric, and Vivian's crew versus Draco, some other guy, maybe me being the champion, and my crew. And then I could use it to my advantage to be like, oh no, I've fallen. And maybe it would be one of us has to die. In which case I'd just be like, hey, all my men and me either fight Draco and all of these guys fight Draco as well. Or we all just kind of yeet back and have Draco fights, what, 27 dudes? Just saying. I feel like I'm going to have to ask my friend about this. Be like, hey, which side did he take? And B, or maybe I could just send him a screen cap of this and be like, hey, is this meaning what I think it's meaning? Or is this some kind of thing that I'm not figuring out? Yeah, you know, I would like to do the right thing for advantage. You know? It would help us all. So anyways, though I do also want to try one thing, or check out one thing. Yee.
Go ahead. Tell me you don't believe me.
Okay, it doesn't
So far,
say
nobody
that up
else
there.
has.
What happens if I click
They say it's
this?
impossible. And really? You'd be the first. Of course, there was always something different about you. Now that we've been through all of this, we finally know why. Thank you, Monarch. I really mean it. There's more to this story, but that's all we have time for. It's just the basics. Stuff you'll need to know moving forward. My treat.
Okay, it seems like it's still there, but it doesn't do that thing, you know, when it came to saying that it's the first date with him, when it's eating the apple in a back alley. Just eating an apple. Anyways, end of this. Let's play. So comment, guys. I like comments. If you like, dislike, tips, as always. If you like my YouTube, Ed would like to see us grow. Please like, subscribe, and share the type of grow. And please remember to be near and must help control the bit population. And until next time, let's play me, GamerWolfSix, Winds of Change. I need to go eat dinner, though I don't actually need to because I had a humongous burrito for lunch. Whatever. Thanks and see ya.